Hello everybody, welcome to your August 2020 reading. I have decided to just do these monthly readings now just for the time being, and then in future if I've got a little bit more time then I will start to do them sort of every 2 weeks, possibly every week eventually. But for now, it just be monthly. So we're just going to be doing the August 2020 reading for you now. We'll just say that time is fluid. So if this video pops up and you feel drawn to it in September, October, November, or maybe next August even, and it comes up on your YouTube newsfeed, like mine does now and again. I get videos from like 3 years ago sometimes, but I feel drawn to them. Please, watch them and take in the messages because it can still resonate. I know when I've had my own personal readings, they have made more sense a few months after, they've made more sense a year after. So, just trust that you're being drawn to it for a reason. I felt to really say that message because a lot of people just kind of think, well, August is over, or this isn't August yet, and why should I be watching it yet? I've obviously decided to do this early as well, so trust that if you're drawn to it, just watch it. Anyway, I'll chat about that now. I think you get the message. So there's a little bit of a difference within this reading. I have already shuffled some cards for the reading, but I've also brought a little dice with me, which I think I've used on, I don't know if I've used it on YouTube before, but I've used it on Instagram before. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to see what number comes out for August for you, and I'll tell you a little meaning of that number and things to focus on in that area. And then I've got some affirmation cards, or positive message cards for the month as well. So I'm going to start with the dice actually, and we'll get the dice rolling. Sorry about that. Okay, so what number do we need for August 2020? What number do we need to focus on? Number 1. Okay, so some things come through for that. So the fact that I said what do we need to focus on, and we got number 1, I heard that you should be focusing on yourself more. Okay, so you are number 1. Okay, that isn't the meaning of the number, but that's the first thing that came through. So count yourself as number 1, and you should be focusing on you. You are a priority. Okay, so if you're someone who kind of focuses on other people quite often, it's time to start focusing more on yourself. And that's not in a selfish way. So obviously if you're being a bit sort of selfish and nasty with it, then that's not kind of what I mean here. It's more about just taking care of yourself more, protecting your energy more, just like a lot more self-care, creating boundaries for yourself, things like that. So I think that's going to be quite a strong thing to focus on during August. Also, so the number 1 is about new beginnings. So you could find yourself doing something completely new, changing something in your life quite considerably. Something that's just going to be a new start, a new beginning, a fresh start for you in August. Something's going to change that's just going to give you a bit, a bit more sort of freedom, a bit more flexibility, something that will make you feel better. With everything that's been going on over the last few months, I'm sure that you would welcome this. It feels positive, so it could be something small, but it's just something that is something new for you, and it feels good and feels positive, so that's good. Also, number 1 comes up when you get like triple. If you see a lot of numbers, so I see a lot of double numbers, triple numbers often. If you see like number 11 is sort of new gateways, new beginnings. It's also 111. If you see 111, that's about sort of being aware of your thoughts, so keeping your thoughts positive, because what we think we can sometimes attract. So I always use this example. I talk things up quite a lot. So I remember one particular time when I had a pair of sunglasses, and normally I'm so awful with sunglasses. I will scratch them. I won't buy expensive sunglasses because I lose them, I scratch them, I don't look after them. So there's no point in me buying expensive ones. So I bought a pair of expensive ones once, and I said to one of my friends, I was like, oh, I've done really well. I've had these for like 3 years and I've not dropped them. I've not broken, I've not broken them, I've not scratched them, I've not lost them. And literally the moment I said that, they fell off my head and broke on the floor. So just watch your thoughts, watch what you say, and it can be something as silly as that, or it could be, talking about, being out of work, or relationship issues, things like that. Just be careful, what you say and what you think. And also, the more negative you think, the more you'll probably find the more negative things come into your life, or the more negative things happen for you. So yeah, if you're seeing triple ones, then that means just watch your thoughts. 11 and 1 on its own is, new beginnings, new starts, things like that. Okay, so that's the number you need to focus on, and as I say, focus on yourself more as well. So that's a really good start to August 2020. So we're going to go through the cards, and the first deck that I'm using is Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid. I love her cards. I've actually just seen her new deck, which is out soon, which I'm really excited to get, which is Oracle of the Seven Energies, I think. It's about sort of chakras and things like that, so it looks really good. So yeah, I'm using her deck first, and we have 6 cards out of that deck, and then I was drawn to just pull one card from Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell, so we've got that one to end on, and then just your messages as well, which are from Mother Nature's Mantras. So yeah, that's actually a message from Mother Nature that we want to give to you. All right, so let's get on with the reading. So we've got mending. Okay, so this one is, to me, it's about it's a kind of a healing card. It's something that so at the moment, with sort of everything that's been going on, I feel like this has been a time for a lot of reflection, a lot of healing, a lot of growth, a lot of learning about yourself. I feel like a lot of people have gone through a kind of a period of adjustment, obviously, but a period of adjustment inside. So like, things have just made you think differently. Things have made you see things differently, evaluate your kind of friendships, your life. I know it sounds really big, but what's happened has been really big, and I feel like what is kind of happened outside is happening inside you as well. So it's like big changes are going on. The way you see yourself, the way you see other people. I just had the stories are linking up. So maybe it's like old things from like growing up, from the past. Like for me, for instance, I've just seen loads of old like people from my past again. Old school friends, things like that, and it brings up like memories, and it brings up like, it just makes me think of how I used to be and how I've changed so much, and it's kind of like a reflection time. But I do feel, because this says mending, it's like you're kind of you're kind of weaving. The word weaving comes up quite a bit. So they're making little flags on the card, and it's almost like you're weaving your own web now. You're weaving a new life for yourself from lessons from the past. So it's also a message. This is very jumbled, so they're going from one thing to another, which is really strange. I don't know if that's someone who's like that. Maybe you're going from one idea to another, one thought to another. You're being distracted quite a bit, like, whatever's going on there. There's a message for someone in that. But it's like, whatever you have. So I'm seeing like the long flag thing that they're making, and it's almost like these flags over here were made quite some time ago, like at the start, and gradually they've kind of been a bit frayed. I don't know why, but like over time, like they got more and more frayed because they were old. But now you're like making new ones and making new fresh ones, because you've learned from what you've done here that didn't really work. So that's what the message is. It's like you're mending these new flags, you're mending them, but in a way that's like really fresh and new, which kind of goes with that number 1 message. It's like new beginnings, new starts, new way of living. but because you've learned from the past experiences. So it's kind of that mending your inner world, and you're creating a better inner world for yourself because of what you've learned before. We got there in the end. That was a bit of a higgledy-piggledy message, but yeah. Yeah, and I feel like you're getting the support there as well. Maybe like friends are supporting you. You're with the right people now. You know, you're able to communicate better. You're able to understand yourself better, and you know, with the right people to help you, support you on this journey. So yeah, so that's the first card, and that is number 52, which to me, I combine the numbers, which is number 7. So number 7 is all about being on the right path as well. We are going to mention numbers quite a bit in this reading. I'm feeling there's a real strong number thing going on. So I don't know if a lot of you have been seeing a lot of numbers. I have a message for people who are just starting their spiritual journey. So if people are just beginning to feel more spiritual and more connected, feel like there is, and I'm drawn to the higher power card here, which has come out. If you're feeling like there's more to life, there's more out there, you're starting to question things, then this is a really strong message for you, because you will probably start seeing a lot more numbers, a lot of the same numbers, you know, double numbers, triple numbers, things like that. If you want to know a bit more about that, please do comment, and I will, you know, send some links over to you and information. Yeah, I'll go through some of the numbers today, but yeah, if you want to know about anything else, let me know, and I will help you with that. So let's carry on with the reading. So we've got Thinker, which is number 44. Now 44 is highly spiritual. It means that you are really connected to the spiritual world, okay? It also means that you are following the right path, and you are becoming highly spiritual, highly in alignment with your true path, and in alignment with your true self. So maybe you are becoming a bit more self-aware. Now this is time for reflection. Again, I'm seeing a lot of reflection, okay? And there was a post that came out that I posted on either Instagram or maybe mentioned it in the last reading, I'm not sure, but it was about mirrors, okay? So it was about people mirroring you, and it actually was recently on my Instagram. I will put the links down below for my Instagram for anyone who doesn't follow me on there. But yeah, there's a post on there which is about people mirroring you, and you're probably gonna start seeing a lot more people, or meeting people in your life that mirror you, that align with you, that have the same interests as you, that are following the same direction as you. You know, maybe people are coming back around that you knew before, and they never used to have anything in common with you, but they do now, because it just seems like people have it's almost like you've been in completely different directions, and then you've come around in a circle and you've found the same path, okay? So I'm just seeing these two people going down these different paths, and then they eventually come together on this one path and going in the same direction, and that's kind of what you may be experiencing right now. But yeah, there's a lot of reflection going on. So again, you know, this time period where you've probably had a lot more time to reflect on yourself, reflect on your life, you know. But there's a message here to say, please don't let that worry you. Please don't let any overthinking. So there's a lot of overthinking going on. Don't let that get in the way of your path, okay? So if you feel strongly that you are being led in a certain direction, but your mind tells you, oh, but I'm really worried about this, or this might happen, or, you know, what happens if I mess up, or, oh, I'm not good enough for it, or, oh, I can't really afford it, and it's going to really get me in a really difficult situation. Of course, with things like that, you know, you do have to be careful, I guess, like to not overspend, or to not push yourself to a point where you're going to struggle. But if you do feel like you're really strongly being pulled towards something, in a positive way, and you feel good about it, and you feel like it's going to elevate you, or build your confidence, or take you in a good direction, then follow that. Don't follow your head, because sometimes our overthinking heads and our fearful thoughts can get in the way, and then you'll just literally procrastinate, or you'll just stop yourself from going forward, and you'll go another few months, another 6 months, a year, going over the same thing over and over again when you know that you should have really done it back then. Okay. So yeah, that's the message from that card. But it does say you are on the right path. So, for those people who are overthinking, that's a bit of reassurance for you. And then, yeah, that's the higher power card, number 4. Again, it's, very spiritual number. It means that you're very connected to something out there that you can't see. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're, religious. I'm not saying, that this means that you're religious. You may be religious, and that's your way of, it's what you believe in, and that's fine. But some people don't class themselves as religious. They class themselves as spiritual, and some people say that that's the same thing, but it's open to your own interpretation of what it means for you, what you believe in. So I believe that there's something out there, and I won't give it one name. I sometimes call it the universe, sometimes call it spirit, sometimes call it angels, and sometimes if I'm praying I will say God, but I don't literally just say I believe in God and that's it. I feel like there's something more out there, and we are being guided, and we are being supported and held, and we do have our own, I believe that we do have our own guidance within as well, which leads us, and we can listen to ourselves as well. But yeah, I see it as all one thing and all connected. Okay, but you may have your own views, and trust that, whatever you believe in is right for you. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Okay. And there's a message here about worrying about what other people think about that. So that's the first time I've probably explained what I believe in, to be fair, because people may be watching this who know me, and they'll be like, well, I didn't think she was religious, or I didn't know she was spiritual even, and I suppose I've had a bit of a worry about that and sharing that, and there may be a message for someone here that is worried about what other people think. And again, that goes with the overthinking card. It's like, oh, but what about if I follow this, but people laugh at me, or people say that I'm stupid, or that it's a load of rubbish. At the end of the day, if it makes you feel good and if it helps you and it guides you in a good direction, what's the harm? You're not harming anybody, you're not hurting anybody by believing what you believe, and if it feels right for you, then follow that. Okay, and that's okay. So that's the message there. Okay, and then we've got blessed and number 22. So number 22 is about harmony and balance. Okay, so this comes directly after all of the overthinking and the worrying, and starting to kind of follow your own path and things like that. And this feels very like a soft energy. It feels like a relief. It feels like you're relaxing finally and easing into who you are. Right, so as this is for August, it just feels like it's a bit of a more relaxing month, but also a very good feeling, positive direction month. Okay, so it feels like you're connecting to yourself a lot more, like who you really are, and you're following the path of your heart and your soul and where you feel you need to be. And this to me shows that you're going to be feeling more balanced, more in harmony with yourself. And if you ever feel like you're drifting, if you ever feel like you're being pulled back, because you will feel that from that, if you are new to this journey, new to spirituality, you are going to feel sometimes that you're being drawn into the old world and new, old ways of thinking, and worrying about other people who are maybe not on the same journey as you. And it's going to be a balancing act, but I do feel like you will, if you follow what feels good for you, you will stay more in balance. Okay, so this is a message for that. And be caring and loving to yourself. This is a colour of like self-compassion here as well. So you've got like that pinky colour. So the purple is more of a spiritual spiritual colour, and then you've got the pinky colour, which I always associate with self-compassion. So just be compassionate with yourself. It's a new journey, okay? For anyone, I mean, obviously this reading is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody, but you know, for anyone who isn't, you know, spiritual, which is a bit strange because, you know, you must be a little bit spiritual to watch this video, but if you're interested in just what I'm doing, and you're just supporting me, then, and you're not spiritual, that's fine as well. But yeah, there's a message here to say it's weird actually, it's like it's making me laugh, and I feel like someone's laughing at this while they're watching it actually. So the message, what is the message? That's really weird. It's really distracted me as well. Like, oh, it's like a silly thing. It's like someone's watching and they feel a bit silly, or like just laughing, whether they're laughing at me or I don't know. But hi, if you are and you're making me laugh. Yeah, for someone who isn't spiritual and are just watching it, there's a message to say, are you really telling the truth? Like, you know, are you really intrigued in this stuff and you don't want to admit it? So, you know, if there is someone who is maybe like, I don't know, there's a thing actually, I've just been reminded of, there's a thing lately of, you know, obviously the new star signs, and you know, that NASA has made a new star sign, or not made a new star sign, but they've found a new star sign. And you know, there's the argument of whether it's true, whether it's false, whether just go along with it. And there was someone who commented on a post that I wrote about it, and they were like, "Oh, it makes no difference to me," like as if they're not interested in it, and that's absolutely fine as well. But really, I think deep down they are, because they sort of messaged about it and they showed some interest in it, and I think, you know, those little snippets of interest and curiosity, that's kind of where it all begins. So and you may, you know, the person who's watching this, or people who are watching this who feel like that, I don't know, you may disagree, but I do think there's a little bit of curiosity there, and I think it's healthy to follow that curiosity, but I won't ever push my beliefs onto anyone. So anyway, there's a message on that from this card for that, which is really strange. My throat is playing up a little bit at the moment. I am healthy, don't worry. But yeah, so now and again I might have to just clear my throat. But going through some things at the moment for that, so that's great. But yeah, it's all part of the healing, I think, at the moment. So that I'm going through as well with you. So the next card is TikTok, and there was something about this. Oh yeah, so when this card came out, it flew under the sofa. So it's something about hiding and time. Okay, so there's hiding time. Sorry, it was gone. I did have it when it first came out. Hiding time. Ah, right, okay. I am actually being being drawn to the clock that's ticking up on the wall, as well as, you know, paying attention to this card as well. And when so there's a story behind this. So whenever I like used to sleep on a sofa or something, if I had friends stay and, you know, or didn't want to sleep in the bed and I slept on the sofa, I could not sleep with the clock ticking, and I had to move the clock away, and I had to hide it under a pillow. And I'm being shown that, and it's like annoyance, like an annoying noise. Also been, I just remembered my little niece yesterday. She kept saying, "What's that noisy? What's that noisy?" And I've just been told that as well. So it's like someone is being very annoyed by some kind of noise that's going on, whether that's like noise around you, whether that's noise in your workplace, noise in your head. You know, if you've got so many thoughts going on in your head that it's just really noisy, and I'm being told it's time to pay attention to that as well. So there's a time element in that. and thought bubble has just come up. So yeah, so I think like this is just reminding me of like a thought bubble for some reason. So maybe it's something to do with your thoughts, like your thoughts are really noisy right now, and it's time to pay attention to those. So what's going on in your head, you know, what are all the thoughts that are going on? Maybe write them all down, get them all out in a journal, whatever that is, but don't hide them away. Okay, so it is time to look at it and don't hide it away, because your thoughts actually helping you. They're helping you to understand yourself a bit better, and at this time of reflection, you know, this time of getting to know yourself better, getting to know the path that you're meant to be on, or you feel drawn to, you're going to need those thoughts. You know, you might think that they're driving you crazy, but you need to look at those. So I'm hearing the word dissect. So maybe you need to write them all down in a journal, write as much down as possible. It doesn't have to be in a certain way. You can just literally write out whatever's in your head, and then notice any words that repeat. Notice any emotional words, things like that, because they can be really revealing about how you're feeling about something. It can really help to just get it all out in your head and just see it on paper. Okay, so that's the message for August for that. And then we have between wells. Now this is perfect. So this is it's between wells, which is basically for me. I remember I was at a place of, you know, when I didn't class myself as spiritual, when I was very oblivious to what was going on inside of me, like all of the emotions, the feelings, the mask that I was wearing sort of for many years, and then it was all revealed during a counselling course, and that's when I connected to myself and my spirituality. I felt like I was between worlds, because I was between the old me and the new me, and that may be where you are at right now. So August is just going to be a month where you are like that, and again it brings me back to the blessed card, which is the balance. You know, it's keeping that balance, it's being aware of both worlds, and you may find it will be very hard to go back to, well, you can't. I'll be honest, you can't go back to the old world. Once you are you've stepped your foot into the new world, you can't really go back, because you're aware now. You know, you become more self-aware, you become aware of everybody else, and it may seem really scary to think that, you know, you may feel like you're kind of just not the same as anyone else anymore. You'll probably find that judgments come up, and then you feel bad for judging people, because you shouldn't, because you know you're in this new world where you should send love and light to everybody. You know, it's a very difficult place to be, and I completely understand that, but there is a way there is light at the end of the tunnel. You will get out of this between worldy stage, but in August it seems like you're just stepping into it. And again, as I say, this is more for the people who do feel like they're in that situation where they're becoming more self-aware. And, you know, you might not even call it being spiritual yet, and that's fine. You call it whatever you want to call it. I just went really dizzy. So I don't know if someone's feeling really dizzy with all this. It can be quite, it can make you feel dizzy with all of the things that are going on, like what is going on for me. But yeah, it's fine. It's going to be okay. Just know that you are on the right path. This is safe. Okay, I'm hearing this is safe. You are safe. Just have people around you that understand it. You know, if you maybe if you've made new friends who are into the same things as you, talk to them more about it, because they'll understand more. Talk to people who will listen, who are open-minded about it, who aren't going to judge you. If you don't have those type of people, you can message, you can comment, you know, on this. You can message me privately. I'll be happy to support you on your journey. If not, you can just obviously look for people online who are in groups of the things that you now are liking or feeling drawn to. So it's okay to feel a bit wobbly at this stage when you're between worlds. Okay, you are fully supported by a higher power as well. Number 3 is about being supported by ancestors, by angelic realms, you know, things like that. So you're fine, you're absolutely fine. And then the final card from Work Your Light was Don't Dim to Fit In. and it was actually upside down when it came out. So the message here was that you aren't actually going to shy away. You know, you're not going to dim to fit in. I feel like you're now starting to blossom. I'm being shown like a rose, which is literally, it was like a tight bud, and now it's literally beginning to blossom. So it's like at the first stage of blossoming. And then, you know, like roses can't go back like this, can they? They can only go out like this. And I feel like you are only going to go out like this. You're not going to, you can't dim to fit in anymore. You know, you've revealed the mask. Now everybody's seen the mask and you can't put it back on. So it's like I'm being shown that. And it's brilliant. It's a really good place to be. Just keep growing. Just keep going with what you feel is right for you. You know, if people judge you, fair enough. They'll judge you. That's what people do. We all judge everybody at some stage in our lives, you know, some more than others. And that's sometimes just saying a lot more about the other person than, you know, than you really. So just do what you feel is right. Start to, you know, if you want to dress differently, if you want to speak differently, if you want to get into things that are strange to people, you know, do it. You know, just be yourself, just be whatever you want to be, because that is a strong place to be. Okay, so there's a lot of noise going on outside. Yeah, so that's all the cards, and then we're going to finish on the messages that Mother Nature has for you. So the first one was, may the light of Mother Moon guide me on my onward journey. So this is perfect because it was a new moon yesterday, and I wanted to do a moon reading, but I thought no, I'll just do August now. So may the light of Mother Moon guide me on my onward journey. So the new moon is all about setting intentions and dreams and goals and, you know, things like that, and what you want in your life. So this is just about keeping positive, keeping on your path, you know, keeping the vision of the things that you want. So from yesterday, which was the 20th of July, so obviously if you're watching this in August, then you're probably at that stage now, where you just feel like you are following your dreams, following your goals, and that's brilliant. But yeah, so that's that one. And then, may I accept love and kindness in abundance like plants take in water. So whenever you feel like, whenever you have people give things to you or support you in a certain way or say kind words or do things for you, you know, whatever, when people show you love, like even if it's a hug or, you know, a message that they send you, really soak it in and really let it nourish you and be really appreciative of it. I'm hearing gratitude journals, so if people, you know, if you haven't tried a gratitude journal, it's a really good way to boost yourself, boost your happiness, to write 3 things nightly or in the morning when you wake up that make you feel happy and make you feel grateful. You know, try that. So that's the message from this one. Okay, so that was your August 2020 reading, and I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did, like, subscribe for more videos, and as I say, feel free to comment anything you want to comment if you want to know more about myself. Also, if you want to follow me on any of the socials, then I will pop the links below. And that is it. I don't think I need to say anything else. Nope. So I will see you on the next video. Bye.